it was ancestral land of nobody. Claiming that it is your ancestral land, it is the ancestral land of Zomi Kuki tribes, is factually wrong. Hello and I welcome you all. In recent days, Manipur have been in limelight, and I was covering for it. I was much involved in it, and in that case I was searching for some data. I just got to know about the population boom in Manipur. The Kuki Jo community that barely constituted around 1 to 2% in 1900 of their population, they are now 25% as per official data. So it's a lot of population boom. And Manipur community, like Meitei community, they were around 61%, they are barely 49%, I guess. So it's a lot of decrease from in Meitei section, and a lot of increase in Kuki Jo tribal groups. And also I was surprised to know that in hill areas, especially the area adjoining this plains of Manipur, there 100% population growth has been seen. So where this population is coming from? It truly raises a question on the demographic change on Manipur. I just came to know about the population boom in Churachandpur district. This district is very famous since last year because the Manipur uprising, violence all started or somewhat linked to this district, and here only like 80,000 people gathered against Meitei community for their demand for ST status. So I just came to know about the history of this district and why people of this area especially are against the mainland, or you can say the heartland of Manipur, Imphal Valley. I just came to know that this district is likely 120,000 plus population, and most of them are from Kuki Jo tribal groups, like 90% plus. So that is a possibility linked to such kind of incidents. And second thing that I got to know, that this name Churachandpur, that is not used in that district. That's likely only in records, official records, but locally they call that district Songpi or Lamka. Now it is very interesting story that I came to know, and I just went into some deeper things, meanings of it. I just came to know that this Songpi or Lamka, these are the names of villages of past. Like there were some villages in isolated pockets in hills called Songpi or Lamka, and the name Churachandpur is completely different. It's a Meitei word. This place was renamed after Maharaja Churachand, and British did that. So it was in the honor of Maharaja, and at that time this Lamka or Songpi, they were somewhere isolated villages. They were barely inhabited, like a dozen houses or even less houses were there in these villages. So these villages were very sparsely populated and had no identity of their own. But today in this Churachandpur, all of the people, all of these 90% plus people, they are claiming that this land, Churachandpur district especially, this is their ancestral land. Now my question is, there were barely a dozen houses there, so how come it became your ancestral land? How much your ancestor reproduced to create like 1,20,000 population as per 2011 survey? That's impossible. One possibility is likely that the people in hills area, they came to plains of Churachandpur and they settled. Okay, that's a possibility, and that started happening in 1960s. Population grew by likely 12,000 around, and that happened in 1960s, and that is the time where Manipur started becoming unstable. The Manipur issue that has started came in limelight, and insurgencies started there. The growth of Churachandpur in 1960s and insurgency in Manipur in 1916, both are likely somewhere related. And today also, if you see the mainland Imphal Valley and the adjoining districts like Bishnupur and this Churachandpur, they are very much in proximity, but still the demography is completely different. One thing is to be noted here, that these people who claim that this is their ancestral land, according to a lot of researchers, this land was never heavily populated. Neither was it had a large human settlement. It was ancestral land of nobody. It was probably some tribal village area and nothing more than that. It was never a city, never a capital of any empire. It was never even, you can say, a small locality of any tribes or something. It was just congregation of some houses, some mud houses. And yes, it is evident that a lot of nomadic tribes lived along the hills. They settled there, but claiming that it is your ancestral land, it is the ancestral land of Zomi Kuki tribes, is factually wrong. Churachandpur is the name given by Britishers. This is the name on which the city flourished, and it has Meitei identity. So changing the identity of city is actually manufacturing a lie. So no one shall support this propaganda that it was Songpi or Lamka or something like that has a Meitei Kuki history. That's completely bogus and false claim. Second thing that I wanted to highlight, that the region of this Churachandpur and Mizoram state is very proximate, and the jungles of this area, especially Churachandpur and adjoining districts like Chandel and Tamenglong, this area, the jungles of this area were once sparsely or very low human habitation was there, and still there is very low human habitation, and likely a lot of foreign migrants, especially Kuki, Jomi, Jin background from Myanmar, they are likely trespassing international border and settling in the forest areas of these three districts, Tamenglong, Churachandpur and Chandel. So they are likely inhabiting in the jungles of this area. And government of Manipur wanted a forest survey. They wanted to establish conservation reserves. They wanted to establish wildlife sanctuary. But this Koki Jomi community, they protested against it. And why? Because these forests are economically important. And what is the economic significance? Poppy cultivation. Poppy cultivation literally is the economic significance of these jungles, and that is why probably they rejected the proposal. And also they said that they don't have document how they can verify their claims of like they were inhabiting in those jungles since 1951. Okay, that's the issue, but surveying the jungle should be priority because the bordering state is instable and a lot of refugees that are coming, and they have also caused the violence in Manipur. That's never shall be forgotten. These refugees were one of the reasons for violence in Manipur, and that is a fact. So the people of Churachandpur who claim they want a separate administration led by Kuki Jomi community or Zoland or Jogram, something they call Jelamgam or something. So they want a separate administrative, separate governance outside of Meitei influence. Okay, that is a welcome step. Nobody will question if you just back off from these forest areas, claim over these forest areas that these are only the property of yours. You want your governance structure, then that is, I think, a welcome step, fine. But first, there shall be a survey. How many people have trespassed the international border? How many people are living in these dense jungles? And how many people are possibly refugees who are settling in urban area of these districts? So that must be accounted, and based on that, as far as I know, like Churachandpur is a autonomous district council run by Meitei tribes and all, not Meitei Kuki tribes. So it is already a autonomous district zone, and possibly that is also a region for its local ethnic identity and the region for conflict. Now second thing that I wanted to highlight, that this Churachandpur area, they claim to be patriot. Last year and way behind last year, they have celebrated national festivals in way more enthusiastic than even in plains of North India and plateaus of South India districts and whatever mega cities. The enthusiasm is this Churachandpur for Republic Day and Independence Day was very much, and I have seen a lot of videos about that. People are literally celebrating, parading, singing national anthem, and just 1 year later they were against Indian state. They were started demanding Zoland. They were started demanding their separate country outside India. And lastly, we have seen the Kuki militants. They attacked CRPF. Literally, the National Army, National Forces, who supported them one time in during 1960s or something. They started supporting them, and it's actually a record. I'm not making this up. So the Indian forces have supported Kuki Jomi sometime in history, and these people, the same people who attacked last day on CRPF camps, and in retaliation, CRPF have killed 11 of these people. So these militants, 11 were neutralized, and I think that's a welcome step. At least the government of India is rising from its deep sleep. The same government who claimed or lectured other states like Pakistan on good terrorism and bad terrorism. Finally, this same government is implementing the stance that there is no good or bad terrorism. All terrorism are equally bad and all terrorism are equally devastating. And in this action, we have seen that a coordinated strike by all of security forces, and they have done very well in neutralizing these peoples. These are these monsters who were probably behind a lot of violence. So these security forces are finally like waking up from its deep sleep, and I think they will keep hunting these people, these arsonists or assailants. Now, second issue that I wanted to highlight about this Mizoram CM, his remark has sparked this current violence and controversy. And I think behind this all chaos, something very serious is going on in Mizoram CM headquarters. And these all area that I mentioned, like this Churachandpur, Chandel, and Tomenglong. These all districts are linked with Mizoram, and Mizoram CM has talked about it, like carving Zoland. And after that, all these phenomena that is happening, events, all these events that has happened, these events are very brutal in nature. They are anti-women, anti-Meiteis, and anti-peace. So somewhat I think that is linked with his remark. And for that, I believe that this CM of Mizoram, what was his name, Lal Duhma, he shall be booked, he shall be investigated by Home Ministry, and he shall be investigated thoroughly because it's the matter of national security. And his one word has sparked a lot of controversy, and possibly it will impact the long lasting peace in Manipur and Mizoram also. So I think he needs some kind of treatment by national agencies, and that is what I believe. So this was for today, guys. Bye. Thank you.